and start the recording. I got one more person that I need to make sure that they're here. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share my
Here because
turn that down a little bit because she was a little excited. That way we can watch it together. Hopefully that is all right with you. Tell me that when you can see my screen. Hopefully you can see the right. Yep, that's it. All right, so I'm gonna play this for everyone.
You are here because you are interested in being one of the speakers for an upcoming event. So I'm going to give you a little backstory and then I'll tell you about the project. So this year, 2023, I had to become a full-time caretaker for my mom. And she suffered from hydrocephalus, which is fluid on the brain, wasn't able to walk or take care of basic daily tasks. So she lived with me for about 9 months, and around mid-July, she went to go stay with her sister. But during that time, I was in a very dark and depressed place. I felt alone. I didn't feel like I had anywhere to go who would understand what I was going through. I didn't feel like I had anyone to talk to besides a therapist. Okay. Don't mind me. But yeah, so when I came out of that space, and mom is, glory be to God, she is back home and learning how to function on her own again. But when I came out that space, I said to myself, I never want anyone to feel as though they have to suffer through life alone and or in silence. And so we developed the Shattering the Silence project. And this is something near and dear to me, and I am going to share with you what we're going to be doing with this project. And so, let's see. Here is, oh no, okay, it's sharing. I'm like, oh my God, it's sharing. There we go. All right, so here is the cover of our newest book collaboration. All right, so it's Shattering the Silence by DeKesha C. Williams. It's freaking fire. I don't care what y'all say. It's freaking fire. Like it's off the chain. So that's just part one, and we're going to be hosting the Shattering the Silence conference. And so that's why we're looking for speakers, because I am looking for some phenomenal individuals to share their message. I'm going to say this, and you're going to keep hearing me say this. I have been told that I needed to create a safe space, specifically for women, but that does not shun my men, specifically for women who have either felt that way or currently feel that way. Because I don't ever want anyone else to go through life alone. You do not have to do life alone. And so if this is a project that you want to be a part of, I'm going to make sure there's a button below where you can enter your information and get more information about this. If you want to have a conversation with me, I'll make sure I'll put a link so that you can book a call with me. But this opportunity comes with access to our conference, the Shattering the Silence conference. I always give the registration list to my speakers based on the platform that we use. If you have a product or a service, you'll get a vendor table at the conference as well. Of course, you'll get to be a contributing author for this newest project. And you'll get to be a guest on our Shattering the Silence podcast that we are now officially recording for. So I'm really excited about that. And if you have someone that you want to recommend to be a part of this project, please don't hesitate to send them directly to this page. Again, yes, they will be asked to enter in the information because we want to make sure we only talk to people that are serious. Is there investment? Absolutely. Do we make a profit off of it? Absolutely not for real. It's enough to make sure that we take care of the editors, and it's enough to make sure that we take care of publishing. And then you all get 10 copies of your book. So this is probably like the fourth book that I've published myself. I've been a part of several books. I don't know if you can see one of them over there. But I have 40 Ways to Generate Revenue. We've got Out of the Shadows, How Everyday Entrepreneurs Deal with Anxiety and Depression and Still Build Successful Businesses. We're currently working on the Ultimate Guide of Entrepreneurship and Motherhood. I've got the what is it? The Ultimate Product Launch, the Book of Launch Strategy. That's what it is, Book of Launch Strategy. So we've been busy, but this is everything that I wanted to do, but I haven't been able to do it because I was taking care of my mom full time. So go ahead, hit that button, and I look forward to you being a part of the Shattering the Silence movement, because that's really what it is. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you next time.
What's going on, everyone? I wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to see that video. A lot of people have been wanting to be a part or wanting more information, but I think it's very important to see that video first. And y'all can show y'all face. It's a safe space. It's just me. It's just us. It's just the ladies. And I'll see some familiar faces up in here. And so this is me on the other side, right? And I'm gonna put her on the spot just because I love her so much. She know I'm getting ready to say something about her. But Dr. Erica Anthony has been with me for quite for quite a while, and she has seen me through this journey. And her and several other clients have actually watched me try to hold it together. I'm not gonna even say hold it together, but try and hold it together. Dr. Erica Anthony was also with me when they were transferring my mother out of the hospital from having her surgery. And I can't even sit here and say that I was going through things alone, because she too was going through a storm. I'm not going to even call it just a phase. So she too was going through a storm herself. And that is one thing that I love about our tribe, is that we are there for each other. Through it all, we have created a relationship. So that right there is just solidification. There you go. And confirmation. Don't be going off camera. That, you know, this movement is necessary. I can remember times where before I even started our coaching call, I'm like, y'all, my mother is downstairs yelling my name for dinner. And I am dead serious. Like, she was here with me for 9 months. And so I showed you guys, hopefully you guys were able to see, I did show like the cover of the book. When I tell you, my kids told me don't say dope. So y'all got to give me a new word to say, because that's all I really know. Like, I mean, they was like, Mom, just say it look good. Like, but it's dope to me. Like, I don't know how else to emphasize it. Like, they did a phenomenal job. Am I supposed to say it's boss? Like, tell me what I'm supposed to say, because they did like a freaking spectacular job. And so for anyone that doesn't know, I built a community on TikTok, and we started to do, Angela, don't be laughing at me. We started to do retreats. And so one of our featured authors for the Shattering the Silence project, she was like, DeKesha, this cannot be 100% virtual. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like you now, Erica. I'm like, are you serious? She's like, it has to be hybrid. And so when you think about, you know, most of us are around, I'm going to assume, and they say you shouldn't assume, but I'm going to go ahead and make this assumption that most of us are probably around the same age, where we're at that point in life where we're probably having to take care of mom, dad, grandmother, someone, right? We're at that point in life. Okay. It's all right. It's all right. Some of my clients are even taking care of spouses. Okay. So, so you get it. Yes. And so, it was a very dark place. So you get to see me on the other side, back to my bubbly self. I mean, I think I still showed up a little bubbly throughout the year. I think I tried my best to. I think I tried my best to show up bubbly, but I'm the type of person that You would never know what I was going through if I didn't tell you. And so even now, like I show up, like my son's dad had a massive heart attack 2 weeks ago. He literally just got out of the hospital Saturday, this past Saturday, and my son went and picked him up. No, Sunday. So 2 days ago, my son went and picked his father up and was able to spend time with his father. He died on the table twice. Let me say that again. Let me say it again. He died on a table twice, and it was really touching because he called me in the middle of the game and said, I was watching Jaden, which is my son, the youngest. So I was watching Jaden. He missed the tackle, which y'all know we're going to get him for that, right? He missed the tackle, but then his father said, I blacked out. He said, when I woke up, I was back in the ICU. So again, here I am back in this same predicament. And it's like, I want us women to be able to find a safe space where we can say, you know what? I'm going through right now, DeKesha, and this is where I am. Because little do we know, it impacts our business and it impacts how we show up. So that explains why this is near and dear. This is a passion project for me. All right. Like this is a passion project to be able to come into the space with women who understand where I am, where I've been, where you are, where you've been, but where you want to go. And it just so happens, needless to say, we all just happen to be entrepreneurs. I'm just saying, we just also happen to be entrepreneurs. Most of them are parallelpreneurs. So imagine running a 9-to-5 job that's demanding. Oh, by the way, when I get off, I've got to work on my business because DeKesha finna say something to me if I don't implement in my business. Yes. Oh, but life is lifing, right? You know what time it is. So we have to juggle all of this. And some of us are still blessed that we do have our parents. I'm gonna tell y'all, there was sometimes I was like, okay, DeKesha, you know what? You still got your mom, you still got your dad. And so my heart goes out to those who have lost parents. But I am really excited about the people who have raised their hand. And I can guarantee y'all, I've already put it on my calendar. Don't y'all judge me because I don't be judging y'all. So if you probably talked to me in the last 30 days, you might know if I've already mapped out our 2024. So I've showed some people that I've talked to. So I'm already expecting that Shattering the Silence is going to be a live event. May, I'll have like the weekend of like May 4th, May 3rd, 2024. So you might as well put it on the calendar if you want to be a part. I am really thinking about getting us, I'm getting good at this, y'all. Really thinking about getting us a house somewhere where we can spend a retreat and a weekend together. And we will broadcast our segments from that location. So I'm going to open it up. And so that way, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask your questions. I'm going to share the investment because I know everybody already, I already said in the video, yes, there is investment. The total cost for participating is $797. That's your chapter in the book. And I've already shown you, like, this is one of the books that I've done right here. It's a collaboration. We're working on Dr. Erica Anthony's. I have a book. We got the ultimate guide to entrepreneurship and motherhood. That's releasing December 27th. There's another book that I've been a part of. Speak Up. That's right. With BSN. Here's my book. So we're looking at your books, all right? There was a point in time in 2019, I was like, I ain't finna write no book. No, absolutely not. But I use it now to get speaking gigs. I use it now to build my list. When people, even my family, they're like, oh my God, you got 4 books? Yeah, baby, and 3 more on the way. Come on. And 3 more on the way. I hired an editor for our company. We like to do half the house over here. I hired an editor internally for our company, for our clients. So even with the collaboration projects, we already have an editor. We have someone that's going to format. My business bestie is Vanessa. She owns a publishing company. She taught me what it is that I do. And I was like, well, can you come talk to my people? She was like, no, you can. She said, I taught you. I paid for her class, y'all. She said, I taught you how to publish. You need me to come in. You know exactly how to do what it is that you do. So you know what we did? We opened up Visions Consult. We opened Visions Publishing. That's how it started. And so she was like, all right, well, it's on you. And so I only want to take a handful of women who are ready to share their story, who are ready to change the lives of other women so that they can know that if we made it through together, ladies, they can too. And that doesn't mean that there's not going to be additional storms that come. But now you have a community of individuals who will be there to support you. So like I said, there's going to be a live event. You're going to get copies of yours. I work very closely with Taria Vaught, and Taria has this Taria has this strategy where she teaches you how to make $1,000 in a day. So it's all about pre-selling. So I create a landing page for you to sell your own book and keep all your proceeds. I will buy them at cost for you, and ship them all out to you, all that good stuff. But you can pre-sell your own copies, $20, $25, and you keep all the proceeds. So you sell 20, 30 copies. Y'all do the math. I'm not doing the math. It's getting late in the afternoon. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. What I say? The MBA is not MB to the A right now. Okay. And so, it's an easy way to go to be able to recoup your money. I'm still selling pre-copies to my book that's supposed to be released. That I was stumbling over the title in the video. I was over here laughing and on the back end side. But yeah, so there's a lot of opportunities for you to be a part. So I put the link to the page. So if you wanted to click, if you wanted to go ahead and save your spot, I think it's a $300 deposit to save your spot. What happens is every 30 days after that, we will charge the card automatically. But we're looking to go ahead and start. We make our process super easy. And Erica can tell you, if we don't interview you, you record it, we transcribe it, our editor will come in, look at it. I will look at it. And if I give you feedback and say, hey, look, we need this to be about, 2,000 words. So each of our chapters for our books are about 2,000 to 2,500 words. It's really not that hard. I promise you. I promise you that. And then once you submit it, we'll have the editor review it. We'll send it back to you if you want to make some additional changes and things like that. And then we'll have the editor do the final proofread. And then we upload to KDP. We might use somebody different right now. We still use KDP. When I price my books on KDP, I put them out there for $50 because I want people to come to you, come to me, come to you, come to you in order to buy the book. I don't want them to go to Amazon. I don't promote Amazon, especially not when I'm selling a book, because I don't want no $2, what they call them thing, royalty. I don't want a $2 royalty. I want my $20. I don't want a $2 royalty. So I sell all my own books. I have them all on my own website. So I ship them out, got to order some more. But that's what this is. And so we're doing a special podcast where we're going to be doing video podcast episodes. We'll release them once we are ready to do the marketing for this project. So again, I'm going to open it up to whatever questions that you have. Y'all know me. If you've met me before, I'm an open book. I don't have nothing to hide. Whatever question, I'm going to answer it. It might not be what you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you the truth. Am I lying? I'm telling you the truth. But no, so thank you again for, being here. I know this was, kind of spirit of the moment, but people keep responding and they keep getting on my calendar. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to do a Zoom and invite everybody to this one Zoom and let everybody come in and ask their questions versus, I've been on the phone since about 11 o'clock this morning we have 6 different projects that we're working on under one brand. And so I was like, all right, well, we're going to all get on the phone and, and here I am. So whatever questions that you have, you guys let me know. We do want to close this out within the next 7 to 10 days because we want to start doing our interviews of authors. And so that we can start getting the chapters.
What is your date? When you say 7 to 10 days, I'm good when you lock it down with a date.
Hold on, let me find the calendar because the date is the 8th. Let's see. That would be the 18th.
Okay. And what all is the $797? You said a $300 deposit. What all is the $797 covering exactly?
So it is actually covering your copies of the book, your landing page that we are going to build for you. It is going to cover the editing. So we have an editor that's going to probably edit twice, because they're going to do the initial editing and then they're going to do the follow-up editing. It takes care of any vendor tables. You don't have to worry about that. You bring whatever you want for the live event. Our live event this year is going to be December 27th, and it's going to be, I forgot the name of the place, but we'll have vendor tables for our authors, only for the authors. And no matter where we decide we want it to be, you guys can bring books. You can have copies of your books. I really want everyone to have like the little roll. What's that thing? Y'all don't judge me. The stand-up banner. It's a stand-up banner. I really want everybody to have a stand-up banner too. Like, I want to be able to gift everyone that banner so that you have your image, your brand, and then boom, you're an author on your banner. Stop laughing at me. But that's a great question. What other questions do you have? I see Melissa is off mute. Melissa, you have any questions?
No, I was just saying that it was a retractable banner.
Thank you, Miss Melissa.
You're welcome.
See you later, Erica. Any other questions? I see Miss Angela. Your face looks familiar too. Did you lady have any questions for me?
I've popped in and out of your videos from time to time. I just happened to click on earlier today when you were talking about shattering the silence. When I said I didn't see the video, I did see the video. And as you were talking, it just really resonated because I experienced the same thing with my mom.
Yep.
I relocated from Nashville to Alabama to take care of her.
Wow.
And after moving down here, I think 2 weeks later, she went into the hospital. And it was constant for 2 months. And then she came home one night and had to go back, and she never came back home.
Wow.
So it was challenging. It was, to say the least. And
Let me tell you
I
something.
didn't have anybody to talk
And
to.
that's what I was getting ready to say. The thing about my mother has 4 other siblings. 3 of them live in the same city as me.
Yeah.
One lives about an hour and 15 minutes away. And I'm an only child. And I think that's one of the reasons why this is so passionate to me. I don't ever, when I say it, like I can feel like my skin tingling. Because when I think about us at our ages and having to take care of an adult who are already set in their ways, and, just having to be understanding for them, because they may not know 100% what's going on with them. I can speak for my mother, right? We had no idea for a year what was really going on. So she's frustrated. I'm frustrated. We both frustrated and bumping heads, living under the same roof, because you got to follow my rules because your mental is off, and she doesn't know it. So God, I can remember sometimes just crying sometimes at night. And my heart just goes out to anyone. Like one of my business besties that has the publishing company, her mother is 92 years old and has been living with her for 6 years. 92. And still wants to eat ribs and all this stuff. She don't have no business. Her blood pressure go up, then she go to the hospital. But I want my ribs. What? No, not doing it. So this is very near and dear to my heart. So there's a lot of people that I know that have experienced this. But I feel like, and I think you ladies can kind of kind of relate to this. We were brought up in an era as what goes in his house stays in his house. And so I don't believe in that anymore. And I think it's time for us to break that. And that's one of the reasons why I called it Shattering the Silence, because it's time to break that old way of thinking. Because when we share what we've experienced, you'd be surprised how you help the next person who doesn't even realize you've experienced what they're going through. So now they can come to you. And I'm not saying to rely on you every single day to put their woes and their woos on you, but at least create this space where they know that someone understands what they're going through. That's it. That's all. And even for my caretakers, my caregivers that are still going through, at least this will give them an opportunity to step away, give their all to a project that means a lot to them, that means something to them. So when they go away for the weekend, not only are they giving back, but they're pouring into themselves because they need it. They need it. So I appreciate you sharing that, Angela. I really do. Any other questions, ladies? I will not hold you long. This was only to be an informative session. I think everyone probably has like my Facebook. I'll drop my link if you are not already connected with me. Yes, I'll drop it in the chat below. And if you have any questions after this, just shoot me a message. I'm sorry, were you getting ready to say something, Melissa?
Yes, definitely getting ready to ask what was was there a way that I can get in contact with you myself? I was just listening to the stories, and my story kind of differs from you all, but along the same lines, not so much of having to be a caretaker per se, but actually going through it myself. I experienced that for it went on probably for a few years, and it progressed and got worse. That I was constantly having these issues with my head and started losing memory, started losing my sight and different things, and they could never get to the bottom of what was going on until the end. I have two daughters, and as far as with my family, it's always been, as far as for me, I've been kind of like the black sheep of the family.
Wow.
So never that I could actually, we didn't have that avenue where I can go and share with my family. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm going through. So basically my daughters had to carry all of this of what mom was going through for this period of years. And then just kind of recently this year, they got to the bottom of what was going on and finally diagnosed me. And I had the same thing as your mom had, with all the fluid on my
Get out of here.
On my brain. I had a Chiari malformation and all of that. And I'm a kind of very independent person.
Yep.
I don't like going to people. I don't like putting people in my business. So I kind of carried this, and it was, the weight was on my daughters as well, because they were that too, because of things we've gone through with my family, with different things, just that's a whole nother story there.
Oh, come on. I feel and I feel everything that you're saying, and the reason why is because I was in your daughter's shoes.
Right.
I was in your daughter's shoes. So you get to hear their perspective through me.
Right. Exactly.
And I understand totally how you feel. And you talking about they just figured it out. It took them a year to figure out. And that's one of the things, and that's another reason why it's so important too, and not to cut you off, Miss Melissa, because a lot of times they misdiagnose hydrocephalus with dementia
Right.
because it carries the same symptoms.
Exactly.
And so we just so happen to be in Richmond, Virginia, where one of the top surgeons on the association for some hydrocephalus host association, which y'all I ain't never heard of.
Right.
But again, glory be to God. Glory, nothing but God. Nothing but God. So one of the top surgeons were able to help my mom. So hopefully you I don't know if they've done the lumbar puncture on you.
Yeah, they did. I actually just a month ago, now a little over a month, on September the 22nd, I had brain surgery.
Come on. Did you
And
get the shot?
yes.
Come on,
Yes.
ma'am. You better come on, testimony.
Yes. And prior to that, the doctors were saying, you know, when I came out, my memory would be gone. I would have to learn to walk and talk and all of this all over again. And, you know, so many things were trying to go through my flesh, but I knew what my father spoke to me.
And let me
That
tell you something.
what I was going through, he was going to bring me through.
And
when
you
he
will.
through, I
You
wasn't
will.
going to come out the same way I went in. I was going to come out better.
You better come
And
on, Miss Melissa.
I went through the surgery and I've had some challenges, and it's been on my daughters. I've had challenges. My daughters have had to aid me in different things, but I can truly say today, even though my body is still healing, but I am well, I am blessed beyond measure. Everything that the doctor said would happen did not happen.
Come
And
on.
I as a living testimony. So I know that God can do anything but fail. And I was listening to you earlier, and you said about I think your baby son,
Yep.
about dying twice on the operating table.
His dad.
Same thing. In 2016, I died twice on the operating table, but God brought me. So when it just stirred me up, you know, so I know that God is a miracle working God and there is nothing impossible for him. So that is my passion too. I share my testimony. I share my story amongst women to let them know, never give up. I don't care how I don't care how dreary it looks. God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly.
You better come on. And I'm gonna
And
tell you like this: you keep pressing on, you keep going to therapy, because Miss Melissa, my mother went home in August, and she is living back in her house by herself. She went from wheelchair to walker to cane.
Absolutely.
My mother went to the first football game about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago, and she cried because it was the first time that she has been outside since she had surgery back in April. So Melissa, hang in there. Your time is coming, baby.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna be all right.
Absolutely.
You are going to be, you will be back on your own. Your mental will come back. Your walking will come back. Just keep pressing. And I can tell you, because I've seen it, I've been a witness to it.
Yes. And I didn't even go. I used the walker for the first couple of weeks when I came home. But after I haven't had to use the wheelchair. I haven't had to do any of that. And I went to church for the first time a couple of weeks ago, still singing, still giving
you
God.
You better come on, Miss Melissa.
So I'm just telling you, when you have a press and God has a mark on you, as the words say, no weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. And I don't care what disease, what sickness, what turmoil, what trouble, it cannot stand. It will not prosper. So I stand on that. I stand on it. And now my children
truly appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, they're kind of leery sometimes because they know I get radical for Christ. And so they get a little leery and they be like, Mom, come on now, you gotta hold up. You can't get so, you know, but I tame myself. Yes.
But you deserve it. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Because, you know, hydrocephalus is something that is so rare and can be misdiagnosed. So I really appreciate, I'm gonna have to call my mother after this and let her know, because she swear up and down she gonna start telling her testimony. So I'm like, all right, well, you're gonna be one of our featured speakers at the event then.
Yes, let mama talk. Let mama talk.
Well, again, I want to appreciate you wonderful ladies for, you know, being here, sharing your time and your story. So if you have any follow-up questions with me, you know, please don't hesitate. Reach out to me. I am an open book. If I don't respond, it's probably because I'm on a call, but I will get back to you. And again, I did put the link in there. And so if you want to save your spot, it's $300. And then I think it's like it might be 200 the next month and then 200 the next month. Y'all 3, 5, 7. So yeah, so somewhere in there, 250 or something like that. I'm sorry, I can't do the math right now. But otherwise it's $7.97. So it's 2 options on that page if you want to participate. If you have further questions about what it's like to participate, you know, you can send me an inbox. I can voice message you and those things. So without further ado, again, I want to thank each of you for tuning in. My name is DeKesha Williams. Be passionate, be purposeful, but more importantly, be profitable. I'll see you ladies the next time. Good night.